A warm welcome to all the listeners. Listen to the Blue Horse. Dr.C.K.N. is in conversation with Pooja. I'm sure you'll enjoy this session, and I'm sure it's going to be some food for your thought.
We are back again with another interesting session. How are you, Mr. Blue Horse, today?
Blue Horse is always good.
I know. Still I need to ask, right?
Yeah.
So, you've been talking about, live in the present and don't think and don't worry and all those things, correct?
Yeah.
Everybody is either worrying about the past or worrying about the future. What do you think is the main, the single point of feeling that drives all this kind of worries? Like, you're either scared of the past coming to haunt you or scared of what is there in the future for you. Why is that dominating factor in everybody's life? That is what, people call it expectation, but I think it's like the fear, right? Of what might happen, what you may face, what will happen. Why are we wired like that?
Fear is the key for everything.
But why?
You get scared.
Yeah.
In the economic-based life, humanity, we are all economic-based life, what we lead. So, mankind is the only species which has a sense of ownership. None of the other species, they don't own anything, right? The lion doesn't go and kill hundreds and thousands of bisons and zebras and keep it in the store.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
When they are hungry, they go hunt, eat, and they come and sit. They don't build houses.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't build hospitals.
Right. Yeah.
So, sense of ownership is mankind. The only species which has this sense of ownership. The mankind wants to own everything. An individual wants to own everything. He wants to own the world. He wants to own all the gold in the world, all the diamond in the world, all the currencies in the world, all the beautiful women in the world. Right? We want to own all the land in the world.
Yeah.
After all, we fight war for land.
And
right?
women.
So this sense of ownership is that you possess something, you want to possess something.
Possession.
Yeah. When you want to possess something, you're already possessing something. Then the fear come into play. Fear of losing things.
Yeah.
If I lose my wife, if I lose my child in an accident, right? If I lose my house, if I lose my money, if I lose my job, if I lose my name.
But is that the constant worry? That is what is the only
And
consistent
also
factor.
fear for others' opinion.
Oh, yeah, that thankfully.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
If I don't wear proper clothes and go, people, what do the people think about me? Okay.
But can you actually not feel any of this and live? It's not possible, right?
No. Fear is one aspect, which is the one part of emotion. It's an emotional part of the brain, where thalamus and hypothalamus come into play. So you must have gone through certain bitter experiences of incidents in your life in the past. And you recall it, think about it, and fear on it. Okay? How the brain can cultivate pleasure by thinking of good things, enjoyable things.
Yeah.
For example, when you think about the past, you think about so many good things happened to you and enjoy that thinking. That's cultivating pleasure for yourself, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, you think of all, unwanted stuffs. Experiences which has given you pain, agony,
Stress,
so many other
negative
losses. You think of those things. Like the way you cultivate pleasure, you cultivate pain. You tend to do that.
How does one break out of it?
Yeah. Now, living in presence is seldom happen.
Yeah.
You always imagine future and fear.
Yeah.
What will happen if I lose my job? How will I meet out all my EMI? What will I do for my livelihood? All that kind of thing. When you go to bed, you are watching a news in BBC. There's a massive earthquake we have seen in that day news in Turkey, and many cities were tumbled into troubles. People were stranded on the road, and you are watching the news, and you go to sleep.
Yeah.
You take time to diffuse to sleep, right?
Correct.
So you immediately this human brain will think, suppose this happens to me, I will be on the road like a beggar. I will lose my house, everything. I will not even have a glass of water to drink. I will not even have a change of clothes to wear.
That is extreme imagination. I think regular life is scary.
This imagination happens in the brain.
Yeah.
And then you imagine such things which has not happened, and then you fear for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever your children in adolescence period, or rather,
Specific.
that what will happen if my father leave my family? What will we do for food?
Ouch.
The people think like that. So fear is one thing which can drive you crazy. Okay. This is the major aspect for all the psychosomatic problems, psychosomatic disorders, ailments. So guys like Dr. Bruce Lipton, one of the famous scientists in the world,
Okay.
he has come out with a concept called biology of belief.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. The biology, the anatomy and physiology in you. Okay. Anatomy is your construction, physiology is your biochemical actions. Whatever you call it, it's a metabolism or whatever.
Yeah.
So these things are, the harmonious functioning of all the internal organs together, the overall harmony of all these rhythms put together. Every function works with the rhythm. Output of this rhythm is your music talent.
Okay.
Right? That's what you go and measure. What do you measure? You measure electroencephalogram. You're measuring the brain waves, the alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and all that. You named it. The brain is working with the rhythm. You read that rhythm, the electrocardiogram. You read the heart functioning in the rhythm, the gamma test of the liver, all that kind of thing. You got it?
That's a nice way to look at it.
Yeah.
And it makes it seem good.
Yeah. So these internal organs, or major of 18 organs in your body, each organ working with a particular rhythm, the overall synchronization of those guys working with each other together create an overall harmony which leads to your good health. And this overall harmony is constantly disturbed when you are in fear. So what happens, it has its own impact on the biochemical discharge of functioning to carry on with a healthy life.
Yeah.
So this results in psychosomatic disorders. Most of the pathological diseases are psychosomatic disorders. And fear is the key for it. Now, why should you fear?
Yeah. How do
And what do I do when I fear?
Yeah.
First of all, the question is, why should you fear? So, like the way nature has given the aspect of fear in your brain with your thalamus and hypothalamus conditions. When you fear, there is a chemical produced, or when a chemical is produced, you fear.
Either way, is it?
Yeah.
What if the chemical is automatically produced for no reason?
It all, see, the human body is controlled by nature. If your planetary positions are placed in such a way according to your birth chart, you become a person of lot of fear
My God.
sometimes.
So, like you're saying,
The
we have
same nature gives you, there's something called the brave attitude, the guts, the gutsy way of handling things. Okay, you cannot be over gutsy and go and do things.
Yeah.
Okay, you cannot, if you don't know mountaineering, you cannot go and climb Mount Everest.
Yeah.
It's not possible unless and until you trained in mountaineering for it. So, how best that you can be brave is what matters now. So, if you are a smart person, a smart individual, if you know how to exercise and analyze yourself, so you have a piece of paper, or you open up a page in your mobile. Every time when you fear on something, you mark it.
Like how? Market meaning? You
Suddenly at 11 o'clock, my boss calls me and shout at me. Then I put to feel that I may not get my promotion this year, but fear on it. So 11:32, fear of so and so.
Okay.
My promotion may get affected for whatever reason. So 12:22, your wife calls you and screams at you. Okay. There's a problem there. So you fear that my wife may one day land up reversing me. So you write that reason. I'm just telling you all these examples.
Okay.
Okay. Suddenly, you may have sent some payment from your bank and you would have forgotten it, and you put your password and open up your account page.
Money
You
is
see that 32,000 is missing. You're seeing the bank balance. You add something like 158, 1.58 thousands, that is 1,50,000, 158,000. And suddenly you see you made a payment of 32,000. So 126 should be the balance. You are thinking 158. You suddenly see the bank balance 126. You fear somebody has looted your account.
Yeah.
Write that. You keep observing you like this for a month.
Okay. Will we see a pattern? Are you saying?
I'm just telling you an example. You keep a mark of it. So how many times in a day you fear? Suppose when you sleep you get a bad dream, and then that bad dream you remember it in the morning, which is something to do with the fear. You write even in your dream you fear.
Damn.
So you see this pattern over a span of 30 days. How many times I fear in a day, and what are all the areas on which I fear. Okay, you will have a fair idea where all you are weak. Okay.
All right.
Now you exercise your brain. Why should I fear? You keep asking yourself, why should I fear?
Okay.
It's just because you're going to fear, you're not going to lose your job tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
You start fearing, I have so many commitments, I have so many EMI, I have to run my family, I have to educate my children, I have to take care of my wife, I have to take care of my monthly livelihood, I have to pay all my bills, I have to maintain my transport, I have to pay my current bill, I have to pay my telephone bill, whatever, keeps on going. If suppose tomorrow if I lose my job, how am I going to meet out my financial commitments and carry on with my livelihood? It's going to be the big matter in my brain, and I'm going to fear on it without any reason, because I have not lost my job. Today I'm comfortably sitting in my job. I've carried out till now every commitment of mine. I am not bothered. I'm not failed on anything. And why should I fear?
Yeah.
When such fear comes, brush it aside.
How?
Don't fear it. Say no, I'm not going to lose my job. If I lose this job, I may get a better job with a better salary. Right? Positive things are also there, no? As good as negative things are there in your life, of your brain trying to create a situation and fear, the same brain can create a situation and, enjoy more things. If I am losing this job, I'm going to get a better job for a better remuneration than what I am earning in this job. I'm going to get double the remuneration. Why cannot you think that? Why do you want to think I'm going to lose this job?
I'll tell you, Mr. Bluehouse. I think, in my perspective, when you're fearing the worst, it's kind of making you okay, like preparing you to, suppose now I'm thinking I'm going to get a better job, right? If I'm going to lose this current job and I'm going to get a better job and that doesn't happen, then how do I face that situation?
That situation has not come. The fear is playing the role here.
I agree. I'm just
The fear is playing the role. You are comfortably sitting in a job. You're fearing that what will happen to me if I lose my job.
True.
If you're going to fear what's going to happen to me, don't fear. Think that you may get a better job.
What if? Oh, I agree.
You're not
Everything
born.
is a speculation.
You're not born to You're not born in this world with a concept of that you're going to only survive with a particular job in a particular organization.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
This has come at the age of 26. Now you're 32, 6 years. You've been working in this organization and you have taken many promotions, and you're in a situation where you're drawing some amount of money every 30 days, and then you're carrying on your livelihood. Whatever is going on is going on. Suddenly every day this fear comes. Identify that fear. Why should you think that you lose this job? You will not lose this job. You start thinking, I will not lose this job. If I'm going to do justice to my work, if I'm going to be too good and disciplined with my work, and I'm going to discharge all my responsibilities and duties, what is given to me by the organization for me to get my remuneration, if I'm going to be perfect with my job, why should you lose your job?
That's true. I mean, either which way is a speculation. What I'm saying is the mind is doing that negative speculation to kind of prepare yourself.
It is only a particular area of disturbance, this fear, with your thinking process.
Yeah.
That's all. Nothing has happened. As it stands now at 11 o'clock in the morning, you're comfortably sitting in your office and working, but this fear comes. Suddenly, somebody phones you up and said, hey, our common friend in Delhi, Suddenly he, asked to quit the job by his boss, and he's completely shattered. Just he's, highly depressed now the last 2 days. So evening when you have time, just call him and talk to him, encourage him, give him some good talk, and then make him comfortable with his mental friend. So this is about your friend calling you and telling about your other common friend who has lost his job. Now, after you receive this call, you start fearing, what will happen to me if I lose my job? You're comfortable sitting in your job. You're not lost your job. Why should you think that way? You're too good in your job. You're too good in your works. You're too good in, fulfilling all your duties and responsibilities with a work friend. And everybody loves you in the organization. Everybody likes you. Everybody respects you. Everybody gives importance to you. Everybody wants you. Right? When that kind of situation is there, why should you think of that when I lose my job? What will happen to me? Right? You have to be quickly analytical with your brain, with your thinking process. Okay?
Right.
And these kind of fears sometimes are very high and very, very high in percentage in many people. They fear for everything. Like you have phobia.
Oh, that's extreme.
That's some kind of a minor form of mental disease.
Yeah.
It's a neurotic problem.
Yeah.
Fear of rooms, clustered areas,
Space. Yeah.
fear of height, fear of water, and so many things are there.
Yeah.
That is something totally different.
Yeah.
Here, fear is always that, drives you crazy all the time.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of emotional turbulences. Right?
Yes.
You make your time very uncomfortable. You're not comfortable at all, See, you start to cook your lunch or your dinner. If this dish doesn't come well, what will happen to me? My husband will shout at me. You fear.
Everything, basically.
Okay, that's a negative thought. Why should you think you just started cooking? The final dish is not ready as well. It may take another hour. Why should you fear? If it doesn't come good, always we can order for food from outside. Today your touchscreen is there, right? So this fear will come in any aspect of life. And one of the most uncomfortable fear is fear of others' opinion.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah.
Today you have a car. Tomorrow you are in financial distress, you have to sell a car and you start using your two-wheeler. You fear what will happen to me if people see me on a two-wheeler. Why should you bother?
Right.
It's my life. Yesterday I was comfortable with 4 wheels. Today I am comfortable with 2 wheels. You can always come back and buy your car. Maybe after a period of time. You don't need to fear for it. You're supposed to live for yourself. You're not supposed to live for the others' opinion by any means.
True.
So if you can identify the pattern of your thinking process, how many times on which are all the areas that it is fearing for what, and look at it carefully and analyze yourself, and then bring in your guts. Like the way you exercise your fear, you can exercise your guts also, right? There are always 2 sides of the coin, no?
Yeah.
If there is pleasure, there is pain.
Yeah.
If there is fear, there is guts. Pull out the guts. Pull out the guts and, instead of thinking that I'm going to lose my job, think that I'm going to become the owner of this company. What stops you doing that?
Yeah.
I'm just giving you this as an example.
Understood.
So, nature has given you fear as a part of your brain, and the same nature has given you guts too. Pull up your socks, bring out your guts. Start eliminating the thinking process of fear. You will be the most successful man on earth, because once you, identify your fear and eliminate it, therein you will have the most extremely good possible mental health. And that will keep your physical health in harmony. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pluhas. I hope the listeners can take a leaf out of this and practice. I will try also and practice, because I do think that we worry a lot about things that is actually not true or may not even happen. Please do think about it and give it a try. We'll meet you at the next session.